Have you ever found yourself anxiously waiting for a message that never arrives? Or wondering if the other person is expecting you to make the first move? Situations like these can create insecurity, but they also hold a powerful opportunity, the chance to transform the way you relate to yourself and your desires. It's natural to feel impatient when you like someone, but the solution isn't to insist or get lost in anxiety. True change happens when you shift your internal energy and begin to see the situation from a new perspective. Joe Dispenza explains that your vibration directly influences your reality. In other words, what you feel and project determines what you attract. When you focus on your own well-being, your energy shifts, and almost magically, the universe responds by aligning circumstances and people with your new frequency. What many people don't realize is that anxiety and excessive expectations can push away exactly what they desire. When the mind is stuck in a state of lack, the energy it emits reinforces that absence, creating a vicious cycle. The frequency of scarcity never attracts abundance. But when you begin to feel whole within yourself, your energy becomes magnetic. Joe Dispenza teaches that transformation starts from within. When you feel confident and at peace, without needing external validation, your presence becomes irresistible. There's a huge difference between someone who attracts because they feel complete and someone who seeks attention to fill an inner void. Instead of focusing on what the other person does or doesn't do, the essential question is, how do you feel about yourself? The more you strengthen your self-worth, the more your energy attracts authentic connections, including the one you desire. True attraction comes from inner security. Healthy relationships are built on balance, not on anxiety or the need for control. The law of attraction is constantly at work, whether you realize it or not. If your mind is fixated on waiting and frustration, that becomes your dominant vibration, and without noticing, you continue to recreate the same pattern. Now, imagine if things were different. What if, instead of focusing on what's missing, you started cultivating within yourself the feelings you want to experience? What if, rather than seeking external validation, you focused on becoming the best version of yourself? When you align with your true essence, your energy rises, and everything around you begins to change. Joe Dispenza emphasizes that the universe responds to your predominant vibration. When you prioritize your own growth, you create a magnetic field that attracts experiences and people who truly resonate with you. The secret isn't in chasing after something, it's in becoming the person who naturally attracts what you desire. Your outer world will always be a reflection of what's happening within you. If someone is genuinely interested in you, it becomes evident. There's no need to decipher confusing signals or get lost in endless doubts. True interest is reflected in concrete actions, eliminating the need for constant questioning. Before we continue, take a moment to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Your support is essential for us to keep bringing you valuable content. Waiting for a response or initiative can turn into emotional torture. Every minute feels like an eternity, the mind creates scenarios, and doubts multiply. This whirlwind of thoughts, far from helping, only generates more anxiety and often pushes the person away instead of bringing them closer. Joe Dispenza emphasizes that the energy we emit shapes our experiences. If we feel insecure, it shows in our voice, gestures, and even in the way we interact. To shift this dynamic, it's essential to slow down and reconnect with the present moment. One of the most effective ways to calm the mind is through conscious breathing. Focusing on the air entering and leaving your body reduces internal agitation and brings clarity. Additionally, visualizing yourself as confident reinforces that feeling within you. Anxiety stems from the fear of losing control, but when we learn to trust the natural flow of life, this need for control dissolves. Instead of treating every message as a mystery, pay attention to actions. They are far more revealing. Small gestures often speak louder than rehearsed words. Eye contact, for instance, carries strong intentions. A steady, engaged gaze indicates genuine interest. Spontaneous smiles that reach the eyes show true enjoyment in your presence. The way he listens to you also says a lot. If he remembers seemingly insignificant details, like a casual comment or something about your routine, it's a sign he's paying attention. Also, observe his body language. Subtle approaches, changes in posture to be closer, and occasional touches are often overlooked but meaningful signals. But what if he doesn't take the initiative? Does that mean a lack of interest or just insecurity? A lack of action doesn't always mean a lack of desire. Some people express their affection in more subtle ways. The key is to evaluate the bigger picture. How often does he reach out? Does he make an effort to maintain the connection? How does he behave when you're together? At the end of the day, the answer lies in your own energy. When you know your worth and trust what you deserve, everything flows naturally. True interest reveals itself without games or indecision. Many reasons can make someone hesitate to take the first step. It could be shyness, insecurity, or simply waiting for a sign from you to gain confidence. Everyone expresses interest in their own way, and just waiting can be a waste of time and energy. Instead, this might be the perfect moment to take action while staying true to yourself and not letting anxiety dictate your choices. Joe Dispenza explains that when you are aligned with your own wholeness and confidence, your energy naturally becomes attractive. This reflects in the relationships you build. Small gestures, like a more intentional gaze or an open conversation, can create subtle connections without feeling like pressure. Often, simply showing availability can be the nudge the other person needs to feel comfortable taking action. Showing interest doesn't mean insisting or seeking validation in the other person's response. On the contrary, it's a sign of self-confidence. You're not passively waiting for someone else to decide for you, you're creating opportunities naturally. When there's real alignment, connection happens effortlessly, without games. The way we position ourselves in situations directly influences the results we get. It's common to fall into the trap of just observing and hoping that something changes on its own. However, Joe Dispenza emphasizes that external reality is nothing more than a reflection of our internal state. When you act with clarity and intention, you begin to shape the kind of experience you want to live. This doesn't mean acting on impulse, but rather with awareness and balance. In relationships, this shift in mindset can transform the entire dynamic. If you find yourself always waiting for the other person to make a move, maybe it's time to break that pattern and show interest genuinely. An engaging comment, a spontaneous invitation, or even a friendly gesture can open the door to a more effortless and natural interaction. The key is to act without anxiety, trusting that everything will unfold at the right moment. Many beliefs about love and relationships are absorbed throughout life and may be limiting your perspective on what is possible. Maybe you've learned that you have to work too hard to be valued, or that every relationship is complicated. But do these ideas truly reflect reality, or are they just old, conditioned patterns? Joe Dispenza teaches that to change your reality, you must first transform your mind. If you desire a balanced and positive relationship, you must genuinely believe in that possibility. Ask yourself, what beliefs still keep me stuck in draining patterns? Do they empower me or limit me? Identifying these answers is the first step toward deep transformation. If you realize that certain patterns are blocking your experiences, replace them with thoughts aligned with what you truly want. Affirmations like, "I am worthy of a reciprocal and healthy love," or "my relationships flow naturally and harmoniously," help reprogram your mindset. Small internal shifts can create a significant impact, as your energy starts attracting situations that reflect this new perspective. The way you see yourself and what you believe to be possible directly influence the quality of your relationships. When you adjust your beliefs, your reality shifts as well. Everything you experience, the connections you build, the reactions you receive, is in tune with the energy you transmit and the level of confidence you have in yourself. True attraction begins within you. When you feel whole, secure, and comfortable with yourself, relationships become more natural. The universe responds to your energy, but this doesn't mean just waiting for things to happen. The secret is to act in alignment with your desires and remain open to the opportunities that come your way. By shifting your perspective on love and relationships, you allow yourself to experience more fulfilling connections. By breaking free from limiting patterns, you create space for authentic and balanced relationships. Trust your worth, be patient, and remember, you deserve to be with someone who truly aligns with who you are. If this content resonated with you, like this video and subscribe to the channel. Your support is essential for us to continue bringing reflections that strengthen your self-esteem and improve your relationships. Share this video with someone who could benefit from these insights, and leave a comment with your thoughts or experiences. See you in the next video.